What's going on, traders? How you doing out there? We're going live again. It's the end of the month. Things are heating up. Since July 21st, we've seen almost nothing but green, but we have some prices to look at. We have some chart secrets to uncover. So welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons. Let's get a little hype going. All right. Here we are looking at the 1 hour. We're going to go over some charts that we made yesterday. Actually, there's some altcoins popping off too. There's all of a sudden a lot to look at. Quite an interesting twist to the end of the month here, as we have about a day left of trading, I believe, is right? Something like that. Either way, 31st. Yeah. So here we are. Yesterday's stream, we were looking at what we were calling a flat topped pattern with our lows ascending up. We did see a brief sell-off here on lower time frames during today intraday, but now with 30 minutes to go, we're looking to close in a very spicy level. So let's pop this over to the daily. This is what we were looking at yesterday. It might be a little bit of a mess. Maybe a little bit of a mess. Basically, we were watching the 100 daily moving average, the blue line here. Yesterday's close was a squeaker. Closed just barely green, and today's candle intraday trading down to a new low, holding support in the 39,000 area before turning into what I have called or labeled a kicker candle on the daily. This is a candle that intra time frame is trading in one direction, and then before it closes, pushes back in the other direction, reverses, and runs. So here we are, looking to close our first candle above the 100 daily moving average since May 11th. There's a little bit more to the story than just that. We can look back to late May, these daily closes on the 20th and 21st, and then as well again in June, we had our rally up to 40,500, but unable to close above these levels. So not only are we seeing the 100 potentially retaken by the bulls here, we're also seeing what is the last daily resistance. We may be closing over it today. There's not too much really here until we get up into our target range, which is in the 45 to 47 levels. I think we're moving again. Got an alert. Maybe not. False alarm? Maybe I have my alerts too tight. Put another one. We really don't have a lot above us, so if we get rid of a lot of this on the daily, we can see that there wasn't a ton of trading here. Yes, we had some in February. But as far as it goes here locally, a close above 40,500 is the last resistance we have in the short term. Above us, we're definitely going to be looking for that 45 range and 48 range, both potentially offering resistance here. If we take a look at the weekly, this really has been a different story. We have watched each time frame from different hourly candles up to daily, 2, 3, 4, 5 day, weekly, flip from not just red but bullish engulfing into their closes here, the weekly following suit, and now we're seeing continuation to the upside. The 20 weekly moving average sitting at 44,500. This is the 44,500. This is the logical upside target. If we look on the daily as well, we see that the 200 daily, a critically important level here, is also hovering around that same range. There we go. Same range. That's 44.7. So this is really this chart is now pointing up to this direction. If we can close above 40,500 today, there's only 26 minutes left in the daily candle before we start weekend trading. We've been having some juicy weekends here with rallies pretty consistently for the last, I guess it's really only 2 weekends. But what we're seeing on the chart here finally pointing in the direction that we may see a rally. Something on the chart suggesting it. This chart looked 100% bearish, I would say July 20th. Now it's looking almost 100% bullish, as while we're live, guys, I'm streaming and Bitcoin is moving. That's a mix up. Typically, Bitcoin just stops in its tracks whenever I go live, but here today, it does seem to be holding on to some of its momentum. Awesome. 44.5, 45. Man, there's just nothing in the way now. In 26 minutes, we'll know. But as of this moment, it's looking really good. The weekly here, or monthly here, we see that July itself is possibly a kicker candle, not quite creating a new low versus June. But we have flipped back to green, and that was only at 35,000. So that's going to be the bare minimum of what we're looking for here on our monthly close in 1 day and 1 hour. Above that, 37.2, bullish engulfed. So we have seen this literally stream by stream. We've seen this pattern emerge across all these time frames. We've seen just almost consecutive closes, bullish engulfed, and here we are now at the monthly. We do have a whole day to go. That could be more upside in the last day, could mean retracement. However, we have traded to a new high without trading to a new low in this monthly candle. To me, that shows exhaustion on the sell side for sure. We have no lower low after 2 months. Technically, we had 3 months of lower lows. And this month, bears unable to bring the price down lower and unable to defend June's high. This is actually very bullish. To double down on this, we're seeing all coins move, guys. I have ADA pulled up here. I have XRP pulled up again. Really, you name the chart, and everything seems to be enjoying this ride. Do we still have, still have negative momentum or waning momentum on the monthly. But if we see continuation into the end of this one and possibly just next month, I think that we can see that chart fix up to be rather solid. There we go. Now we actually broke it. Now we actually broke our high of today. This price action is looking very fractalish to me. We see these rallies up, sold off, and then kind of that same pattern of retesting that resistance. If we zoom out to maybe the hourly, we saw that here on a larger time frame, the hour versus the 15-minute. Here we are, where we saw a rally get sold off and then retesting really that flat top. This is a bullish pattern, and to see this play out on, I would say, probably visible up to 4-6 hour, and then to see it play out again here on a lower time frame, this fractal is coming into fruition. This is excellent news. We have been seeing higher highs over and over again. We've really not been seeing lower lows on any time frames. Our little sell-offs after our peaks, perhaps. But what catches my eye here is literally, we have seen this happen over and over, where these candles are looking in the worst possible condition, and at what seems like the last moment, they're finding strength out of nowhere. They're flipping. They're really allowing people to remain bearish. And today's intraday trading didn't look so great. All of a sudden, boom, bulls came out of nowhere. This is definitely a different vibe than what we've been seeing on the chart. The chart could not have been worse the last few weeks. And now here we are, closing above. I don't, knock on wood, don't jinx it, but here we are, closing above our pretty much our final local daily resistance. This is really great news. Everyone, I think, was bearish for the last 2 months. We really didn't see much price action. This is the perfect scenario for Bitcoin. You know, people were expecting to buy lower. That's all we heard the last few months. I sold, I'm going to buy at this number, I'm going to buy at that number. But it's always lower. Now Bitcoin's shooting back up. I do want to, again, remind everyone not to ruin the parade. But here, we're based in reality. We're not here to FOMO or FUD. Though we do have these solid upside targets above us that now are looking very high probability, we have lots of potential resistance there. This is a danger zone, as I've been saying, 45 to 48K. This is the area where I expect sentiment to become bullish again, people looking to rebuy at a loss, and that's when things can get dangerous. If we see sentiment too quickly flip, we may see a sell-off in this rally. I don't believe that crypto runs in the direction of the masses. It really does seem to run opposite. And here we are. I don't think there was a bull out there on YouTube except for us on July 20th. We were probably the only channel saying, yeah, this doesn't mean anything. We're still looking to the upside. We've been looking for 48 or 45K since May. It's honestly looking like our prediction was right. We really didn't set any significant lows versus our first sell-off, and now we're back at 41.6, closing above the 100 daily, looking for that 200. If you are in a bad position, in my opinion, that's a great area to look to get out of it. I'm not saying necessarily to go short, but it may be a position to hedge. You know, we're up a solid, if we hit 45K, that's 50%, 30-ish to 45. It's 50% gain. That can be a solid place to close an unwanted position, and it could be a great place to look to hedge against potential downside. In my eyes, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has remained bullish. It hasn't lost any of its bullishness. Even though we saw this 50% retrace, that's really not that crazy. 2017, we saw price go from, what was it, like 12K to 6K on the way up. A 50% retrace doesn't typically take this long when we look back at history. However, it's not out of the ordinary. We definitely saw some interesting things when it comes to moving averages so far, but it hasn't gone what I would say is out of bounds. Yeah, still rolling. I'm still looking for a solid close into the end of the year. I don't think we've seen the highs for Bitcoin this year. I think we're going to see higher highs, but there are months left in this year, so there's plenty of time for anything. The way I see it is if we can get past this 45, 48 area, we really don't have much. We really don't have much holding us down, and there aren't going to be too many more levels of really danger. Certainly, if we do just continue on the path we're on, we are likely to see some kind of parabolic run-up. I don't think that's even the likely scenario yet, but things are starting to remind me of 2017. This entire rally from December, this was awesome. Yeah, this was great. But this didn't remind me of 2017. It really didn't. What I described earlier in these candles looking as if they're going one way and then by the end of their close flipping, that's what I remember. That's what strikes me about a parabolic run, is the almost blatant manipulation. You know, like a day candle for 23 hours is red, and then the last hour runs up. We actually saw 28 consecutive green candles in a row at one point in 2017. You feel free to fact check that. It might be a little off, but either way, way more than 10. And here we are at 10. This is now reminding me of it. Yes, we had awesome gains, but it just wasn't the same thing. I think it's really easy to miss if you weren't there. But once we hit, I would say this is more of the price action that we have seen so far. This looks very linear to me, and you can see a difference. You can see a difference in it as it picks up a higher gradient. This is the parabolic segment, I would say, of the previous run. I might be arguing that we haven't seen this part of the run yet. Where's that run? Back here. At some point, though, might as well, good as ever to bring it up. At some point, we will see this. This is what I would describe as the end of a crypto bull run. Typically, is a 100% move in a quick period of time with virtually no retracements, and then you have a blow off top. That's always been a large piece of the argument here against the bearish take. We don't have a blow off top at 65K. We had a very rounded top. I will admit, we had something similar in February 2020 before we crashed, but we didn't have what we would expect from a Bitcoin blow off top, and that's a huge gain, typically 100%, and almost no pullbacks. You can see those, I guess maybe it wasn't 28 consecutive, but it felt like it. We had little dojis here, but this is a long period of time. This is from November all the way to mid-December. So this is a month of just up. That's what I'm going to be looking for to end this rally. History rhymes, right? Often rhymes. Yeah, man. It's getting spicy. 15 minutes to go. Let's zoom into these smaller time frames. If I can find my chart. Womp. There it is. Let's take a peek. This was wild today. I was in the car and I saw this candle. Is this down to the 5? Pretty much. In about a 10-minute time period, we traded from 40,000 to 41.6. That's $1,300 move, but that's only 3%. But at 10 minutes, that's very quick. This was fun to watch. This is what really hit that nostalgia for me of 2017's rally is just like the intensity, the volatility in these candles. Trading up very high. Here we go. Bitcoin seems to have plans for the end of this one. The end of this daily seemingly Bitcoin's hungry, boys and girls. 42,000 just touched on Coinbase. Let's go. Really, all we need is to close above 40,600. That's all we need. Here we go. 42. 42 again. Double 42. LTC making moves. LTC is now bullish engulfed on the weekly. ADA just broke 3,100 sats. I just got a ton of alerts on this candle. I haven't had any alerts all day. Just got a ton of alerts right now. Actually, I'm going to pull those up quick. Keep another alert here. I have ADA pulled up. Pull up LTC. Let's check it out here. ADA. In dollar pair retesting at $1.31. That's our most significant price point right now. That would be very, very strong of ADA to retake. Let's look at on the BTC pair. Holy. Okay, I did not expect this, but we are seeing ADA versus BTC actually falling here through its May low. Unexpected. Support below is at 2,900 sats. We see that on the macro here, visible on the weekly, I believe even monthly. This might seem like a bad thing, but this is actually solid. This also reminds me of 2017, which is Bitcoin going up in USD value, alts going up in USD value, but getting trashed, getting dumpstered by BTC in BTC pair during these rallies. We didn't really catch that. That didn't really happen in this run-up. Didn't really happen in this run-up so far. I'd like to see that return for sure. Let's take a peek at LTC here. My butt trade coming into fruition. $145, not bad. Really would like to see $150 there. Take back that equivalent June high that Bitcoin is looking to close above today. That's about $150. 149, we'll take it. I wonder if this is getting dumpstered in LTC or BTC pair as well. Not as much. A little bit though. Okay. Bearish engulfed on the daily. ADA. Are you throwing me another alert, ADA? That's the same one. But important takeaway here on Litecoin on the weekly. Actually, not bullish engulfed. Excuse me. At weekly resistance here with just a little bit of time to go. Wait, now we have 2 days in 1 hour. Why did Bitcoin say 1 day in 1 hour for the weekly? That was odd. 2 days in 1 hour. I might have said 1 day in 1 hour for the weekly close. I don't know why. I am dyslexic sometimes. But it's good to see alts rallying against the dollar with Bitcoin. However, losing dominance to Bitcoin in the same time. That is 2017. That's really all I remember at this point. Here we are. 12 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Where can we, where's the gas pedal for the last 12 minutes? 43% of you took into that, voted for 48K on our poll here with only 160 votes. It's not too bad. Now 270 watching. Welcome back, guys. Please remember to smash that like button. We got 75 likes. Bitcoin is getting spicy. Let's show YouTube our viewers enjoy this content and that they should show it to more people. There we go again. So even the 5 minute here, great example of what I was talking about. Opened up, dumped down to where the previous 5 minute candle opened before being bought back up. I would put one Doge that this candle closes green on the 5 minute here. Why? Because it's just the same behavior we've been seeing across larger time frames. This is very exciting. Very exciting to see this translate down to the shorter time frames here. What that does, if you think about it from a market maker perspective, is a clear trend. So we've been in a clear uptrend in the last few days. That can be local, doesn't have to be, long term, whatever you're thinking. But over and over and over again, we are seeing the market trade against that until it counts, until the close. That's clearing out new long positions. So what it's doing is guarding leveraged positions, and it should be, we can look at Bitfinex longs here, but it should be stalling out new long generation, if that makes sense. It should be stalling out the opening of new longs opening. And when that happens, that does tend to release a burden. There it is, 5-minute close green. There's one Doge. I don't know who bet me. You owe me a Doge. Long positions are just extra weight. They're extra weight. They hold down price action because when they close, and as price goes up, logically they would close to take profit. They are actually creating a sell order. Long positions, you are buying the asset, and then when you close the position, you're selling the asset. The opposite is true of shorts. You're borrowing Bitcoin to then sell it back. Wait, no. Shorts, you actually rebuying it. I'm getting lost here watching this candle. 42. Let's go. Here's that kicker. Kicker candle again. Man, what time frame is this not applying to lately? Dang, look at the 30-minute, though. Check that out. Oh. 10 green, 30 minutes in a row, and now we're getting this big boy at the top to finish the day off right on. Beautiful. Momentum up. Let's go from the small time frames to the big ones. Momentum and money flow down at the 5-minute, trending up. 15. We saw momentum waning off here until what? About 15 minutes ago. Momentum came back out of nowhere here on our MACD, similar to how it did on the 30th, which is earlier today. Momentum waning off, bloop, comes out of nowhere, more momentum. RSI, as we've been talking about, trending high. This is what I'd like to see. This is what we were lacking over the last few months. RSI took trips to overbought, but was unable to really hold any significant level. We're down here at the 15-minute, and we're seeing RSI pushed all the way to 90 and has seemingly caught a low at 76. The longer it can spend up here, the more pressure, the more upside pressure that's going to put on the higher time frames. 30-minute momentum's waning a little bit here, which is very odd to see as we have a huge green candle. Interesting. Putting in a higher high so we don't have issues here locally. RSI trending up still. This does not look out of gas, ladies and gentlemen. 30-minute money flow still trending up despite momentum crossing. We looked at an example of this yesterday, I think on the 4-hour. To me, that suggests it may look to do something like this. Although we have a cross in momentum and that's waning off a little bit with money flow trending up, I fully expect that momentum to be caught before it's able to flip down to the negative. Let's go to that hour. Hourly momentum, no signs of slowing, just a solid climb. I like it. RSI up nice and high. 72. Little bearish divergence here forming on our highs, but we did have that all the way up from December until May. It's tricky. Bearish divergence is a tricky thing when the market is moving up. Let's go to 2-hour for sure. 2-hour caught, back to positive. Nice swing on VWAP. Money flow is trending up, but it's a little weak. Hopefully our higher time frames have more for us there. I have a feeling they do. There we go. 4-hour. This is what we're literally looking at yesterday. Was we had crossed our momentum, and I was looking for a cross again before it was able to flip negative. And the reason for that, you can see this really clearly on the 4-hour. Money flow was trending up. And so even though we lost our momentum a little bit, we saw that money flow was still moving up, and that made it very likely that it was going to reject being pulled to the negative side. And man, that is a candle. That is a candle. Woo. Whoa, Nelly. 42,050. We're pushing up here in the last few minutes of the day. 6 minutes to go, and we're blasting new highs. 42,100. Let's go. Let's roll. There's just nothing in our way, baby. Nothing in our way. Maybe it's time to whip out an old friend. Boom. Mr. Magnet. Haven't had the magnet out in years. Yeah, you look back to January. Look back to January, which is the only other time we've traded this range. Price is currently right here. You can see there's really not a lot. There's not a lot in our way. It's not a huge move to get to 45 from here or 48, but just like in February, we rocketed pretty much through this level. We didn't really build support or resistance there. The backtest in January was really the first semblance of it. That's sitting at 43.2. This is really the only, there should be really nothing in our way here until we get to that level. Unlikely to reject at this point, but we can see the daily closes in February up at about 45. It's pretty hard to look at this chart a different way right now. Not a lot of trading. Then we start to get into this area. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, that's too big on the screen. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, what about all of the trading that went on around 50 up to 65? And that's definitely a valid question. However, I think I have something that might put your mind at ease. So typically, yeah, that would be solid resistance. We have lots of price points, actually. The same way, and I pointed this out a little bit ago, the same way we had lots of resistances and price points and levels and things through this consolidation, so did we up here. So you'd think that that might be a little tough to get through. I would argue that logically that makes sense, but here's the kicker, is lots of people bought here. And I'm going to actually redo this because more likely to say here. Lots of people bought here, 65 down to kind of like 45 or 50. And so, yeah, there's definitely orders waiting there. However, the market was able to get people so bearish here in this consolidation. We were trading under the 50 weekly. The chart looked awful. There's very little reason or very little technical reason to be bullish. I would make the argument, and I think this is going to be visible here in the next coming, I don't know, weeks, maybe next month. That we won't find as much resistance as we would expect because of how many people sold here. The only way we have resistance up here is actors in the market purchased here and price crushed them. And so now they're looking to get out. You know what I mean? They're looking to get out at probably almost every single one of these levels. That's a lot. But I'm going to make the argument that instead of waiting for that, I think that many actors just bailed at a loss. At least the ones who are looking for it. I don't think that there are going to be that many people on the way back up that are looking to sell at 50. I think really people are in one of two camps here. Camp one being Bitcoin's going lower, so I sold. I'm going to buy back lower. Camp two being people maybe more like me who just weren't threatened by the sell-off at all. We're not really looking to get out at that level. Maybe that makes sense to me and doesn't to you, but I think that there was enough emotional pain and suffering, and that can be visible on the fear and greed meter. I think there's enough suffering and pain that people that were going to fold, folded. People who aren't going to fold, didn't fold. And I don't think they're going to be looking to get out really at that price point. Maybe we'll see some hedge positions. You know, I think it'd be wise even if I did. And that could put a little downside pressure on the market, but it's just unlikely, in my opinion, to play out in the way that we would expect it to with that much trading at that level. So here we are, a minute and 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, trading at 42,250. Are we going to get a little spice into the close? Could be. 400 watching now. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Jump in the Discord. Check out our Patreon. Links are pinned to the top of the chat and in the video description below. We are here doing cutting edge TA every day. Get your take. 42,300. Let's go. 51 seconds. How much more can we really put on in the last 40 seconds? This is wild. Who remembers this? Break me for continuation. Worked out, didn't it? Actually, we're now at the measured move. We're actually at our measured move from the other stream. So let's peep that. Break for continuation. This price action is beautiful. Beautiful. We had a nice wick on the rally on the 26th, a higher high, and we immediately sold off. Higher lows as we were expecting. And look at this. After consolidating, it even made 1, 2 beautiful little touches to it, testing it as support before reaching up. Look at this. This is exactly at our 2. If price stops here, we're wizards. We're just chart wizards. We actually grabbed this from where? Here? Where did we grab this from? Ah, yes. So, let me get rid of all this again. I'll show you how we got this target, though price just moved over it, so maybe we were a little too hasty. Are you ready? You're ready. There we go. Is that right? This is still not right. Why? You have to go on the 1 minute. We did this on a very small time frame earlier. Oh, geez, it's spamming. There we go. I got it. We did this on the 1 minute here on the 26th. And basically, we just took our Fibonacci retracement tool. We placed our first point at the highest point. We saw that very strong sell-off. So we took that point as well. And what we got is our 1618 extension and our 2 extension. Those were our measured move. If we broke 38.8, we were saying, well, we're going to look for the 1618 and the 2 sitting at 41.3 and 42.3. You can see by these arrows here, and the break me for continuation. And here we are. Here we are. All right, daily has closed. Daily has closed. Great daily close. Let's give it a round of applause. We did push a little bit through that measured move here, but we've wicked back. Guys, this would not surprise me in the slightest to see today open red. That's been the pattern that we've talked about in this episode, that we've been seeing. These candles are opening against trend, remaining there until the close, and right in the nick of time pushing up. So it would not surprise me in the slightest, especially after this monster 4-hour candle. It would not surprise me in the slightest to see a little retracement into this open. Let's see where we might look. Well, on the 4-hour, we have our consolidation point, our highest point in these candle closes previous to the last one, 40,750. That lines up pretty well with our 382, but not perfect. Not perfect. 40,003. This is likely the area that I would look if we do see retracement today. I would like it to find support here. If it does. I'd like it to find support there and bounce higher. And that'd be 40,000. It's like 40,004, 40,007. That's a pretty tight range. Curious if we do reach that. 44.6, that's nice. 44.3. Fibonacci tool projection into the future not really working perfectly. That's okay. There we are. But really, this is visual. It's visual how much room we have below us. So our 4-hour opened at 39.8. Unless price gets pulled down in the 4 hours and beginning of this candle below 40,000 or below 39.8, that's not really threatening. That's not bad. I think that it's very unlikely. On the hourly, it's a little closer, 41.3. So we have a few values here that we should probably keep an eye on. 41.3, of course, being our 1618. This is actually pretty highly likely now. Okay, here's kind of what I see into this day. I see some downside trading in this daily. And I actually, we pointed out that area below, but now I'm looking at 41.3. 41.3 is the open of the previous hourly candle. We've seen a lot of that where we have a big green, and we saw that in the 5 minute, actually just a few minutes ago. We have a big green candle. Next candle opens red, trades down to a bearish engulfing and finds bids. Bounces back up, closes green. Now, this doesn't have to happen in this hour, but this is suggesting to me that's probably not a bad spot. We've seen a lot of these measured moves, these 1618 and 2 Fibonacci extensions. We've seen a lot of them kind of blown through this year and then back tested as support. We can even see consolidation there. So this is an important level. It could happen in this hourly, but that's really not threatening. Really not threatening. I'm going to put alerts here because it'll be interesting. If we do trade below 40,300, we have our 618 chilling, 39.8. That could be a decent spot to find bids as well. And even the 786, all of these are kind of lining up. They're all lining up with areas of potential support. That's encouraging to me. Look at that. Every single one. That's wild. Fibonacci magic. Volume looks decent on this rally as well. We see that spiked up here. More volume than on the selling swing we saw right before it. This is a good example too. People were asking me about the chart for months now and saying, oh, we're going to see lower. And I'm saying, I can't see Bitcoin dropping 50%, trading sideways and just dropping again. And people were saying 50% or more. It's just not the way price action really works. I mean, it certainly can. It's not impossible, but it's not how we see it commonly work. This is a great example here. We saw a move to the upside. We saw its consolidation. You can zoom in actually and make it even on an even smaller time frame. So we saw a move up, consolidation. Then we saw that move back. This is what I was kind of pointing out, is if we're going to go lower, we're likely going to see a move to the upside first. So here's that little opposite trend move before breaking to a higher high. This is just classic price action, at least for Bitcoin. It would have been weird, honestly, to see it do this. That would have not been really the price action I expect, to see Bitcoin from this consolidation just take off. This doesn't look right. I don't know why. I think it has to do with leveraged positions. Got to stop those out. That's why I think this climb has been really healthy, as most time frames have retraced before going higher. Some people are worried about it being too fast, too quick. There we go, already getting down there. 41.3. Some people are worried about getting this moving too fast, too quickly. But I'll remind you, though it does feel that way right now, if you zoom the chart out, we're really just back to May 19th, May 20th's price levels. That's it. So in how many days? In 75 days, 73 days, something like that, we have a 0% change. 0% price change across 70 days. Across 46 days, roughly the same thing, about 1%. I'm actually curious about 30 days. Our 30-day change... Okay. Gotta go the other way. 30-day change is at 25%. That's actually substantial. Obviously, our weekly change is going to be solid as well. I can never click it right. 23%. So 7-day rolling average is looking at 23%. 30-day looking at 25%. Those are actually rather large. But when you zoom out, if you weren't bullish on this, you're probably still not. You're probably still not bullish if you weren't. Because we haven't really progressed. I think that we've made a significant close here today above the 100. Most people probably aren't looking at that. Visually, this just doesn't look like much has happened. It's kind of like, oh, you're just back to where you were. On the daily Ichi, wanted to point this out. We have left the clouds. This was a big close too. We got this twist. We looked at this recently and said that this is a good sign of the winds changing. Today proved it. We saw that consolidation right up against the top of that daily cloud, and yesterday popped up. Looked like it looked like it rejected, but then popped up, closed outside the clouds. This is a great sign. This suggests on the daily that we may have cleared that significant resistance, and that makes sense. That makes sense to what we're seeing, as we don't have really much to the left that shows we would have resistance around this level. The 2-day is just calling for 48, man. 2-day is begging for it. Papa Corn is hungry, guys. Papa Corn is hungry. Look at that momentum. Boom. Wow. 3-day. Here's really what I'm looking for. We looked at this in the last episode. I'll point this out again. Probably in this time frame. Between August 14th and August 23rd. We have a weakness on the 3-day cloud. Weakness, you can see that right here as these are twisting bearishly. This flat top here also calling for that 47 area. But we have a weakness in the cloud, and we have seen this happen. I believe, actually, this happened back in October before the run. Yeah, before the run. I think this happened in October. Let me peek that. There it is. I remember this because we called this days and days in advance. Days in advance. So right before we ran up from 9K to 60, we had a weakness in the cloud right here. This was projected out 30 days in advance, as Ichimoku Cloud does on the daily. So let's see when we got that signal. Here. Boom. Right here, September 8th, we got a signal that is similar to what we're seeing on a higher time frame on the 3-day today of a future weakness. Future weakness. The timing of that was impeccable. That's why I remember it. It was what, the next day. Boom. The twist was on the 7th. That's why I gave it like about a day in both directions. And it looks like we didn't break out on the 8th, but essentially did the 9th push through. So I probably would have looked at it this way. Said that is the zone, the time zone, the area where we're looking. Now we have that again on the 3-day. It's pretty exciting. This chart went from 100% bearish to all of a sudden showing strength. That is a great sign, especially when the entire market sentiment had flipped to bearish. People were looking for more downside. That's the magic sauce, guys. The 3-day is above the median point here between the highest point in price and the lowest point in price in the last, 27 days and the last 60 or something like that. I don't know. But above the median points, that's what we're seeing here on the TK and KJ, these green and purple lines. Typically, they're very attractive to price. Typically. I love this flat cloud. Love it. We still could, and as we've been speculating, could still see a trip down to test that support on the 1-day cloud below before looking to break up, maybe testing the cloud on the support side here on the 3-day. This is still totally possible. You can see we have a nice little flat cloud here on the daily at our consolidation range. That can be very attractive to price, but the farther this pushes, the less likely that's looking. Whew, man, August 14th, August 23rd, keep your eyes peeled. Set an alarm on your calendar. What's cool is this also translates out into higher time frames. So we also see another weakness. So say something unexpected happens. We see more selling pressure than we'd expect on the way up. We may have another chance here, according to Ichimoku Cloud. We have another chance to breach that resistance. Ooh, and here is the icing on the cake here, boys and girls. 5-day didn't even notice this sell-off. If we look at the 5-day Ichimoku Cloud, it never even twisted. Never twisted. It never even signaled a change in trend. Our KJ, or median point here, sitting at 47,000. The farther you zoom out, the more things point to this price range. This is why I never really doubted it. I never really didn't think it would happen. This isn't going to show here, but typically the 5-day, we do have something spooky-ish here. The 5-day typically twists before large sell-offs. Can't see it back here. We can probably see it on BLX though. Oh yeah. It's getting close to the time to be excited. We're getting close. Almost. So close. Here we are. So you can see that this is a pretty familiar pattern here on the 5-day. However, we have not seen it twist. We saw it twist before 2017, or before 2018's top. We saw it twist before March's crash in 2020. That doesn't have to always be the same, but these are things we're going to look for. We saw the twist before the 2011 top. We saw the twist here, 2013 top. Ichimoku is a very powerful indicator. It's not magic, but it does do a lot of things for you that aren't easy to do on your own. A lot of maths. That's odd. Cloud's a little different on BLX. Almost. Almost. We have traded down to 41.6. Still looking for 41.3 for that hourly threatening. Huh. Daily closed red or opened red. God, these bots are commenting on my videos. Gee. I hate them. I hate them. I get alerts for it, like for the bots. Ah, jeez. And they spam. They hit like 10 messages all at once. You have to go manually remove them. Hopefully I blocked it in time. If you catch it right away, then they can't get you. Did we get it? Nope. I guess I'll deal with it after the show. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. We got a Darth Maul candle. Got the double-bladed lightsaber there. I'm not shaking. Yeah, this 5-minute is beastin'. There are so many beastin' time frames right now. Look at this money flow on the 5-minute. Just cruising. Cruising to the upside. VWAP's even rolling back over here. So I think we get a twist again. I think we see a reversal. Probably in the next hour. Maybe just at the end of the hourly like we've been talking about, probably. 15 minutes showing the same thing. That is beastin'. Just beast. Straight up. Not actually straight up, but no lower lows, just higher highs. Very smooth. Very smooth. 30 minutes, same thing. Hourly, here's where it gets a little clinchy. Huh. Now we are in positive money flow on the hourly, but our VWAP does show a little weakness here. This is not exactly what I want to see. See, that's coming down quickly, looking potentially to roll over. Our momentum hasn't pinched on our shorter and longer oscillators, but that is okay. That is good. Probably gonna hope it doesn't. 45-minute down. Okay, so not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan of this 45-minute with the VWAP in our oscillators, but again, the money flow, in my opinion, guys, is always going to be the most important thing in market cyber for sure. And as long as that's trending up, I think a lot of these other signals can be ignored. As long as it's trending up. 90-minute just barely came shy of flipping back negative. Nice. This chart looks great. Two-hour, this is the only spooky. 2 hours been leading the way on a lot of these moves, and like those other time frames we've seen, this is trucking. This is trucking to the downside on the 2 hour. What that says to me is, well, it has flattened out, but what that says to me is if we do see some kind of retracement here into this day, we're going to want to see it catch very high. We're going to want to see it hopefully not actually cross the zero line. But if it does, it needs to be a very brief trip, and we want to see that money flow get pulled back up. That will keep us trending. 6 hour, beautiful. There's that catch. Money flow. Dude, it's like every time frame. We went from the most bearish chart ever to a chart that not looks great, but has great potential. Great potential. Let's see. Let us see. Let's look at XRP here for a second. XRP slowly crawling to our 79-cent resistance. Doesn't look like it pulled back. Momentum is up still on the daily. Let's check out the moving averages. So here's a great example. I think we pointed this out when we looked at it, of death crosses, golden crosses. They're really not that great. They really don't play out well in crypto. There was a perfect 50, 200, MA cross on the daily, and that literally signaled the bottom. That signaled the low, really. Within a day, we hit the low and ran back up. They're not very solid indications. However, what I'm seeing here, and I think this is what I've been saying, is 79 cents here is going to be difficult. If it can break through that, it's going to look really good. But we see the 200s trending up to that 79 cents, and what happens when we see that is if price does test that level, it tends to find extra resistance. The opposite is true as well. If this was trending down, I don't know, and was at 70 cents and price came to it, that would offer us more support at that level, more orders, as people are specifically playing the 200 MA or bots are, whatever you want. But that 79 cents looks all but on deck here for XRP. That's spice. That's a spice of spicy meatball. That's a meatball. Weekly rolling over, cool. 79 cents. You break 79 cents and things are looking great. You're looking for $1. But until then, I'm not really that interested. So put an alert at 80 and move it on. We want to take a closer look here at ADA. Wow. Savaged. This is, of course, against Bitcoin, not in dollar value, so doesn't, you can go down against Bitcoin but still have really impressive dollar gains. So don't worry. I don't think that this is going to last, honestly. I'm not the biggest ADA fan. I have some. I don't mind it. All right. Well, we're at a trend line there. Just tickled the low. That could be a liquidity hunt. But this is what's going to be important. We saw this on Ethereum. We see this in a lot of coins, is we had this resistance to support test, consolidation, test and break. So we built a strong support there. If we lose it, this chart looks very bad. If you lose it and you lose this support, then you might be looking for a larger retracement. Maybe looking for a larger retracement. I'm talking like on the weekly, monthly time frames. That could not be great. Let's see. 382 lines up pretty much exactly where we are. 618 down here, 2,000 sats. So while our retracements are here, and those are typically where we look for price to go, we can see visibly that there's likely to be support there. So pray, if you're an ADA guy, pray that it doesn't. Just fingers crossed, man. On the dollar pair looking good, though. Dollar pair looking good. Just got to take back $1.31. These bots. What's up, everybody? Is the hype back? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Mr. Krabs, are you feeling it now? Are you feeling it now? I'm feeling it now. We have worn the moon uniform 2 days in a row here. Pay attention to the robes. They're a secret message that only the most clever will pick up on. Stupid bots, get out my channel, man. Guys, by the way, I'm never going to comment or message you or anything on any social media asking you to DM me or asking you to send me money or anything. There's a ton of imposters. There's a ton of scam accounts that will use my pictures and make names similar to mine. If you have questions about something that you think I said, ask me in the Discord. Just at me. It's fine. It's almost certainly a scam. All right, I think I caught him. ADA. Don't show me that, ADA. Don't lose momentum here, buddy. You need to keep it up. You know what? We can also look at Ethereum. Ethereum's was looking at the bullish kiss. Is it playing out? Is it playing out? We'll find out. There it is. Oof, there it is. So this has only been a day, but you can see, I think it's becoming more visible here to the untrained eye, what that bullish kiss was that I'm talking about. So as these get closer and closer, price is being pushed higher and higher. And what that's doing is the 50 moving average is looking to reject the cross with the 200. So yes, they can cross or kiss briefly, but we'd look for them to reject to very quickly uncross. And the fact that price has climbed and climbed and climbed as this became reality, we are seeing it. Yep. At its current trajectory, the 50 won't cross the 200. Now, I'll have to keep trending up in the same manner, which is not exactly reasonable. It's not impossible. Not exactly reasonable. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not exactly reasonable, not exactly impossible. And we're going to look for the 50 to pull up. The 200 continue to trend up. And if we get that, that is a very strong signal. I would say, and I've been saying, about 3,000 on Ethereum is kind of the equivalent of Bitcoin's 45 to 48 range. If you break through 3,000, close candles, see continuation, Ethereum's looking to retest its high, possibly looking for new all-time highs. But just like Bitcoin, if you see a rejection from that level, that can get pretty ugly pretty quick. Pretty ugly pretty quick. So keep on your toes. When things turn around in crypto, this is when everyone gets wrecked. Don't be one of those people. Don't get caught on the wrong side of the trade indefinitely. Don't get trapped there in Beartown. Beartown, 'tis a silly place. Beartown. Would not go there. Bullish engulf now above weekly resistance. 2 days. Dos days, oh. Dos dios. Dos dios. Spicy. Spicy. Spicy, spicy, spicy. So spicy. Oh, man. I'm happy. Finally got my spice back. I have no idea if people have talked. I haven't read the chat the entire stream. My bad. Love you guys. Let me check these super chats. Losty. What's up, man? I don't know how long ago this was, but hope you had a great summer, my dude. Did you miss anything important? No. See, everyone's coming back. This is what I always knew would happen. I knew you'd be back. People are out enjoying the summer, and great job. That's why I've been a little lazier lately as a creator. We just had tons of months of intense price action. And in crypto, you gotta learn. You gotta learn when you can take your breaks. Summer has historically been the break time. We see less volatility for whatever reason during the summer times. But it goes away just as fast as it comes. And then you're back into the frenzy, back into watching the charts all day. You gotta learn to disconnect, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. It's very important to your long-term success here. Long-term success is the best kind. Get burned out. Get burned out if you don't. But my summer has been pretty uneventful. I've been just chilling, going to the gym. That's about it. Spending time with my doggo and my lady friend. Yeah, man, thanks for the vibe. It's good to have you back. I think that's going to be happening more and more here into the end of the year. See, one more super chat, but I can't see it. Bitcoin NGU forever. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can't even see the name. It's covering it up. Ah, he bangs the drum. Good to see you, man. Another OG popping in. Another OG popping in. Good to see you, dude. I don't know if you're still here, but miss you. You guys, we're always going to keep the light on for you. You can take breaks. You can walk away from the charts. I recommend it. Got to do it every once in a while. But we'll be here. We'll have the lights on. Won't go anywhere. Ooh, we got some subscribers in today's episode. Matthew Rock. We have Rolling. Became a member. I like that name. Daniel Rose. Agris Crevens. Dale Shalley. Stephen Davis. Fernando. Dallas Fulmer. Dream Advisor. And Malik Akash. Welcome, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Great to have you here. Welcome to our family. Make sure you jumped in Discord. Keep up with our live streams. YouTube constantly shadow bans us. We won't show up in search. And the only way to find our streams is going to be being in Discord. You will get an alert in Discord when we go live. That way you don't miss out on all the secrets. It's vital. It's critical. All right. All right. We're doing good. Oh, we're doing real good. Welcome to all the new faces. Good to have you guys here and the old faces returning. The spice is back in the market, boys. It's back. It's about to get real spicy. Real spicy. Doesn't necessarily mean only up. But either way, I think the probability is heavily on testing the 20 weekly, as I've been saying for months. 45-ish thousand. What happens there is going to define the rest of the year, in my opinion. There's one possibility where we move to the 20, we reject and see lower lows. I don't think this is high probability, but that is a possibility. And in that event, what we might see is this quarter being kind of just floundering. Maybe it'll trade lower for a sustained period and then close roughly about where it opened. And then we can see a rally in Q4. That wouldn't be out of the ordinary either. That's about it. Is that, or we move up to the 45, 48 level, break through it, back test it maybe as support, or just truck through it only up. We're going to rename the channel to Only Up. That'd be sweet. But it's good to have all the viewers back. I missed you guys. I missed you. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you smash the like button for the stream. What I'm going to do here, because I have a feeling that we're going to see a repeat, though it is the weekend now. We've been seeing pretty consistent pumps. Feeling we're going to see sideways trading. I'm still going to bet on that 41.3 area test in this daily. We do have our retracement levels back here. 40,400, 40,750 would be perfectly fine to come back, hang out there, bounce. I think we're going to see probably not so much action until maybe the next 12 hour. Maybe the next 12 hour. Something like that. I don't know. Actually, this 12 hour might get spicy too. Ooh, look at this. 12 hour money flow. Still negative, but it's like fractions. Basically neutral. VWAP still moving up. Things are looking good finally. Oh, we didn't look at it. Yeah, we looked at Ethereum. What's up, Isaac? How you doing, dude? You want to look at Doge? Usually we have like a $5 or $10 minimum on requests, but let's just do Doge. I haven't looked at Doge in a while. Worth taking a look at. It's worth taking a look at. Still never hit $1. It hit our 69 cents. Go back, look at our old streams. That was our target before anybody. 69 cents. Nice. All right, this is some old gibberish on here. Let's peek it. I haven't seen its monthly in a bit. Monthly's not so bad. Here on Doge. 25.5 cents looks like the battleground for this month. 2 days. 2 days to go. Oh no, that's the weekly. Okay, I see why I got confused. We only have 1 day of trading now in the month. We have 2 days in the weekly. That's why I was so dang confused. That is a spicy combo, because we're going to see the month close before the week. Doesn't happen that often. So yeah, in the next 24 hours, Doge is going to look for that 25.4 cents if it's moving with the rest of the market. The break of that level, flip this candle to green, turn it into a hammer with a higher low similar to Bitcoin. That would be a very bullish sign. Extremely bullish. Let's look at the week. Weekly failed to bullish engulf like the rest of the market, which is unexpected. Unexpected on the weekly. We don't need this. There we go. Yep. 25 cents. That's the number to beat. Also a psychological level. Weekly momentum possibly waning off here from the sell side on Doge, but We got 2 days to go. Daily momentum waning as well. Though I will say I like this nice little back test here. This is starting to look a little ugly. Typically, I would say this is a bad sign for a coin. I would usually say that's a really bad sign because that looks like a momentum leg. But we've been seeing this fake out across the market. We saw it on XRP. I'm not quite as convinced as I usually would be here on this. And one reason is we saw this, guys, this looks to me like 2017's Bitcoin chart. Let's get rid of all this. This looks like 2017's Bitcoin chart. You have like 20K, you have like what, 10, you have 17. This is a very distinct pattern. I think I need to get rid of a bunch of this. Yeah, that's good. Okay. There we go. That looks better. But this is a very distinct pattern. Like, this is a very blow-off top-ish, bear market-ish pattern. Okay. But Doge isn't going to go into a bear market by itself. So, I'm not so worried about that. And so the reason I'm a little less convinced than usual is this price action is just different. It's just a mix-up from what we've seen here. And so if this was bearish, mixing it up, no matter really what it is, likely a good thing. Likely. If you're going from very bearish to something else, really only one direction to go. You can see a very clear descending high trend, broken. I think I can say this on Doge. I would not like to see Doge on the daily close below 19 cents. We've tested that support a bunch. We've also tested resistance above, but I think it's before the end of the month. So actually, mate, am I saying that today? I don't know if I can say that today. Maybe. I think that we are going to be looking for a test of that 25 cent level. Done. Easy peas. BTC pair acting like ADA. Yeah, still stuck in the downtrend. While this isn't great for Doge or ADA with this, it certainly is great in a macro sense for the market because this is what we expect to see. Bitcoin going up in dollar value, alts going up in dollar value, but alts losing valuation against Bitcoin. That's just what we've seen in bull markets. So that's what we're looking for. Yeah. Well, that was a great daily close. I advise all of you to go out and get a robe because that's the moon uniform, the robe. You know that. So close. 22 minutes. I think our predictions are spot on here. I think they're spot on. Yeah. All right. I'm going to throw the chart up in the Discord, so you better join us there. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't subscribed yet. Join us in our future streams. We'll be live tomorrow if it gets as spicy as it was today. We weren't supposed to go live today. But if we don't, we're going to be streaming a lot. We always do at the start of the month. August starts the month, and it starts the value of the patron membership. So check out the patron. Don't sign up until the 1st. Don't do it. Don't pay for it now. You're going to get double charged. Can I even find it? No, I can't. There we go. Links are in the chat. Ooh, whoa. There we go. Links are pinned to the top of the chat in the video description below. If you'd like to see more of this content, join us. We'd love to have you, everybody. We were the only bulls standing in a sea of bears, and our position's starting to look a lot better. So cheers to that. Cheers to August. I hope you guys have a great night. If something wild happens, we'll just go live again. Easy peasies. All right. Happy